guys, it's your girl Adiola Patron.
Hey guys, it's me, Maya Musa, and welcome back to the Deep It
Podcast. Woo, woo, woo. So the theme of this week is, when did you deep you were oversharing? Now, before we get into the theme, let's just talk about me and Maz, because you know it's about us and we're just the best friends and people ever.
Yeah.
So guys, Maz walked in, I was minding my business and she was like, oh my God, babe, we're wearing the same thing. And I just thought, I thought she meant the colour.
Yeah.
And then when she came closer, we was literally wearing the same thing.
The same thing. And what is mind-boggling to me is that, guys, we don't talk about it.
No.
We don't even drop hints. We don't even be like, I might wear this.
I might wear black.
We just show up and we just be in sync.
Just in sync.
And it's just so unintentional. Is it unintentional? Yeah,
unintentional.
Unintentional.
Yeah.
Like, and today, guys, what's funny about this whole thing, like there's just something in the air, was when I was getting ready, this is a cardigan. This isn't even a crop thing.
Oh, it's not a cropped thing.
Babe, it's not a crop thing.
So what made you want you to crop it?
Something just told me, this will look nice like this.
So you cut it?
No, babe, I just did my usual hairband at the back.
And then tucked
it underneath. And then I came in, this girl is wearing the actual...
The real
deal.
Not the DIY.
Not the DIY. How it should look. And I said, snap. Even your corset is, guys...
It's mad.
If you're listening on audio...
You need to... If you're if you're listening on audio, please, just for this...
Today, please.
Go and look at the visual and see what we're wearing.
And it's like the same... but different.
And that's the best way to describe us.
Best way to describe us. You said something. We kind of started to
use analogies.
Yeah. I was about to do examples. You said allergies. Oh, wow.
So you said yours.
Okay, I said it's like having Hennessy.
No, you said like Coke.
Okay, then we went to Hennessy. Okay, cool. We started off like, I started off by saying it's like having a full fat Coke and a Coke Zero. Yeah. It's still Coke, but one has more sugar.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't like that one is because actual Coke is better than Coke Zero.
Fair.
So I don't feel like they're the same.
Fair.
So I said I feel like we're like vodka, like one is Ciroc and one is Grey Goose.
Yeah. So, and then I came back and bounced back with one's like Henny and the other's like Courvoisier, because I'm a brown drinker and you're a white drinker.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, we're the same but similar. Like, how is my favorite vodka white vodka?
Yeah.
White vodka.
Clear vodka.
I like white spirit, so I just like vodka.
Yeah.
Maz loves brown
juice.
I hate brown though.
I hate vodka. But we still be lit.
Yeah, we're the same but different.
Yeah.
I do individual lashes, not today though, but Maz is more like a lash girl.
Yeah, I'm a strip girl. I don't really do individual. You're a proper, what else? You're a proper like...
You love a full beat.
Yeah.
Like she enjoys doing her makeup and stuff.
And you love facials. She loves facials. You also love, she loves going to the dentist. Like you love... She's always like, babe, I'm like, where you going? I'm going to my dentist. I'm like, oh, okay, go off 3 times a year.
I'm such a, a maintenance girl. Yeah. Like I always have like a facial or going to the dentist.
And what I love about you is like, you will be like, oh, babe, I'm getting something new, like a hydro technical HD facial. I'm like, oh, I want to try that. So thanks for that.
And then Maz will have all that, like the makeup.
Like, baby, you need to try
this powder under your eye. I'm like, babe, there's just so much. How do you always keep going?
That's how I feel like, how do you keep up with maintenance? Like she gets her nails. You get your nails done more than I do. I think you're more good at getting your nails done.
I do hate that. Do it.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But
so yeah,
that's the main thing. We are matching, and I like it. I like it.
How are you feeling about this theme?
So when did we deep that we were oversharing?
Do you feel like you're an oversharer?
Yeah. Guys, my mum called me the other day.
Oh.
Let me know. I am a oversharer. I'm even scared to talk about it right now. Is that oversharing?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So,
guys, you and your mum's dramas literally are too funny to me.
I feel like if you've been like following me, you'll know that we both have really nice relationships with our mums. I would say my relationship with my mum, we've come such a long way. Yeah. She only recently got added to the close stories on Instagram.
You added her to the close stories?
Added her.
That's because you've changed your close stories though.
Yeah.
She'll get taken out when you go it.
She'll get kicked out later, but we're in a really good position. My mum is such a loving, overprotective mother. You know them ones where they think of the worst case scenario and they just want to protect you.
I feel like our mums would make really good friends.
Same. If we was to talk about it, your mum is a Sag, right? I'm a Sag, and Sages get on really well with Aries, and my mum's an Aries. Even though I get on my mum, but sometimes she pisses me off.
Yeah,
that's normal. But yeah, they'll really, basically I'm saying they'll really get on. They're compatible.
Yeah.
They're very compatible. But let me tell you guys a funny story. So my mum, basically, she loves me so much, and she loves, I think that's oversharing. I don't know if I can even talk about it. What?
No, I think like don't say it in detail. I feel like it's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's
okay,
not too much.
So funny. Okay, long story short, guys, I posted a new video. Is that saying too much?
No, I feel like, so if you just say it in a way, like you posted your first video after giving birth.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And you were sharing your birth story.
Yeah.
And Ezra featured in it.
Okay, cool.
But you were just holding him.
Okay, cool. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, funny story. So I recently posted my first video of the year, my birth story, 2025, amazing. And my son, Ezra, features in it, right? And my mum is so protective, but in honesty, I really respect it. And I feel like now as a mother, I really understand. And it was so blessed. She was just like, Miriam, if you want, you can show your legs. If you want, you can show your bum. But that boy, that Ezra, you do not need to show him. And I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna show who I want to show.
I'm his mother.
But you know what it was? I think my mum is just like, she knows, she's so overprotective, and I think it's good. Like, do you know what I mean? It's because she loves so hard, and she knows what the internet's like. And I think she knows the dramas with just my industry, with people in my industry, with just in general. It's not an easy thing to navigate. And I think her mental at that point was like, you're not even us oversharing, but it's just like, you don't need to share all the things that actually do bring you happiness.
I haven't actually watched that video.
I don't think it was that deep. I think it was more, I think, for my mum. I think for mum was like, I thought you were going to show him. And it was like, I didn't show him, but he's such a big, like my job and my world is kind of not just based on makeup or fashion. It's about what I do, what's going on in my life. It's actually my lifestyle. So I feel like, you know, my audience, motherhood is something that I would want to share. Mm-hmm. And also my relationship with my son is something that I want to share. But how do you do that without exploiting and oversharing? So that's what I'm trying to find my balance. And I feel like in that moment, my mum probably felt like, you don't need to overshare him. And I'm like to her, do you know what? I'm not going to do too much, because I know there's a difference where you're doing too much and you're doing enough. Yeah. He's part of my lifestyle. It's hard not to talk about him because I love him. He's literally all I think about. So it's trying to find the balance. But my mum felt like in that moment, it was an overshare. And I think it was just a shock for her, because she probably never expected me to ever like have even his leg or anything in. Yeah,
and also that was the first moment as well for her. And I think honestly, he's so like, at first when Maz told me, I was like, oh, like it's not that deep, auntie. Like, you know, like a little back of the head is your like whatever. Yeah. And then afterwards, after he came to my house that time, I was like, do you know what? Like, I don't even feel like I want anyone to see his face.
Yeah.
And he's not even my son. And I was like, I just don't want anyone to see his face. I don't want anyone to comment on his nose, and he's beautiful, by the way. It's not even that I think people are gonna come for him. It's just that No, you don't need to. You just don't need to. Like, he's healthy, he's beautiful, and that's fine. Seeing him, what is it actually gonna do for you? Apart from invade his privacy. Exactly. Really and truly.
So guys, I'm a bit ill. Exactly. So I think I really understand that. And I think me and my mum knows the boundaries that I'm going to set and I have set. Yeah. But he's still a part of my life, and I still want to talk about him, and I still want his presence to be there without him being the focus of everything I do, because he's not. Like, he's still my world, but my work world is still about me, baby.
Yeah. Is there anyone that maybe does something similar to what you do, that handles the motherhood and work balance really well, that you can kind of look at and be like, do you know what? I really like how they do it. Or maybe certain aspects.
Certain aspects. It's really hard because I feel like, and big period, like no one can do it like me. Like, genuinely, like I'm waiting for someone to do it like you.
Because I was going to say, I don't know anyone. Low-key. Like, it's either like they're in or they're out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it. Because I feel like the people that I like, when I think of career-wise and are so inspirational and like admirable, is Melissa's wardrobe, Patricia Pride.
Oh, Melissa's wardrobe does it really well,
good. She does it for her. Like, you know how Melissa, I love Melissa because she's like a big boss. Like, you just don't mess around with me. Like, you're not going to know my private life like that.
She does it really well.
She does it really well. And I think it works, but she doesn't really, I love how she like gives random updates, like milestones or just little things, but not too much. She doesn't really show her. Yeah. And I really love how she does that. And I feel like why people love her a lot is because she does just stick to what she talks about rather than keeping, like, showing her personal life. And I feel like with personal life, that when you show your personal life and you overshare it, there's like an advantage to it because you do get that bond,
connection, relatability.
And because she's very like, she's very particular what she shares, it takes such grip, in my opinion, to not share so much about who you are, what's going on in your personal life, but boom, 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 you're just sharing products, what you do, what you like, and people really respect that boundary. And it's kind of the same with Jackie Aina. She's not a mum, but she doesn't overshare enough where people get comfortable because, you know, as viewers we do, but I like that boundary she does and it works for her. But I think it also depends on who you were before you became a mum. If you are a natural oversharer and you don't mind, all like kudos to you, like it's enjoyable for us. But if you're someone that generally you're not really oversharer, like why I don't want to overshare my person on the internet where you can't really protect them from the internet. That's one thing you can't do. You can't unless you just don't give them the internet. People have every right to comment, say what they like, repost, share, do whatever.
It's a sticky one. It's hard. I would say.
How do you think you'll be? Have you ever thought about that?
I have thought about it. I don't think I will show my child.
It's a bit like it's
and
nothing's wrong with it. It's just
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think it's just one of those things where it's not the same, but even a dog, like my dog, if I post something, like I posted Stormy the other day and she was shaking. Obviously, if you have a dog, you know your dog can shake out of excitement. I literally had a treat behind me as well. So like she's, you know how Stormy is when she's excited, she just shakes. And then someone was like, oh, are you abusing your dog? Why is it shaking? Why is it shaking so much? And I just
first of all, why is she shaking, not it? But go on,
babe. And I just thought clearly you're not experienced with having a dog because the first thing when you see your dog shaking in a nice warm house with a nice bed, you think that it's been abused, that it can't be exciting. Obviously, our dogs don't. Well, my dog doesn't have a tail, so it's like
it has a tail, but it's just so tiny.
Just so tiny. So when they shake and you can't see a tail swinging behind, you kind of think, oh, she's shaking, but it's like, no, my dog's excited and happy.
And I will like to vouch that French bulldogs are very dramatic. Like anything they do, whether they're upset, happy, excited,
lack of attention,
it's very a lot. It's a lot.
They will shake. So I just kind of feel like, and even just like unsolicited advice. If I show the food, like, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. And I just think, shut up. You don't know my dog. Like, she's actually got a whole personality that you don't know, and you want to tell me when I'm the one that raised her and brought her into. Well, I didn't bring her into this world, but I pay for her. So imagine I bring life to a child, and then I just feel like people just are too involved. Like they want to comment on everything. They want to tell you. And I just think maybe if I had a second one, I don't know, but I just feel like your first one, I guess it also depends how confident you're feeling as well. I just feel like my first one will be my first one. I don't want everyone's in my ear telling me do this, do that. And I just feel like, you know, them ones where once you put one picture out there, you can't then just take it back.
Once it's out, like public, that's it. Like you might as well. So. I was watching on TikTok this morning, Megan McKenna, she's a new mum and she's really good at I'm like, go off. She documents and I'm like, go off. And she literally had a rant this morning, or it was either last night, saying how to all you mums that are like giving her unsolicited opinions, it's kind of like, I get it, like everyone raises their child differently, everyone shares their journey differently. It's like you can't, I don't know, once you put them online, it's like you have to deal with what it comes with.
And I know I wouldn't be
I couldn't. One time, funny story, I don't like criticism.
Same.
I don't.
Especially
I can take
when I don't know you.
Yeah. And it's very like unsolicited.
And
like
it's the approach, like don't come, yes sis, you need no.
Yeah. And I get really upset by it. One time, Dammy Hope gave me criticism. This is really funny.
Did he?
Yeah, guys, this story. Dammy, it still hurts to this day. One time.
Dammy, what'd you do to my bestie?
Let me tell you what he done to your bestie. I made mac and cheese. Right, and I put, is it crayfish or just this really?
You put crayfish in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice, like seafood.
Crayfish, what they put in like Nigerian food? Like,
but I don't know if it's crayfish or crab. Like you can get it from Tesco. It's really something tail. It was nice. And I minding my business. I didn't ask for no one's opinion. Minding my business, posting it, and then he said something like how it looked really bad. You know your guests like
you post your milk, wifey.
Yeah. And I felt so like had to defend my mac and cheese.
What did you say to defend your?
I think I was just like, LOL, it's not all about how it looks, it's how it tastes. It's the inside that counts, how it feels on the inside. so I do get very defensive. So imagine how I felt so hurt by Dammy that I just thought, how can he talk about my mac and cheese like that? So imagine my child.
Imagine your child.
Imagine my child. And when you lot were chatting shit about Mimi, I was hurt.
See what I'm saying, baby? It's just too much. It's like you can't control that. So just, I guess, control what you can.
Exactly. Have you ever overshared in relationships, in friendships, in things like personal lives? Are achievements oversharing? Are what you want to do? Like, I've been seeing people on YouTube doing like the 2025 vision boards.
Oh, see, I can't do stuff like that.
Really? I really want to do it, but I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't want to keep thinking evil eye, because when you're walking with God, there's nothing that can come for what has for you. But at the same time, I do believe that when you say things sometimes before you've done it, sometimes something...
It's nice to watch it. And I feel like because it kind of just validates that you believe in it so much, you're speaking it into existence, you're confident that it's coming to you. So you can just be like, this is my vision board. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And you're not like shy to put it out there because you're confident that you're actually going to get those things.
Exactly.
But I think sometimes you don't want to share those things just in case you don't. And it's like, people are watching just to be like, she said she's going to do this, and that, and she didn't even do it.
And it's just like you chat ish. And I feel like I defo have a track record of chatting ish, because sometimes I say things and I'm going to do this, and I overshared something and it just didn't fall through, and I just felt like, I'm not chatting shit, it just didn't come through.
It just didn't come through. I don't know, but let's get into the stories of you guys oversharing and see what inspires. I don't know, maybe we have some stories.
More stories,
or we could do a part 2. How are you feeling about reading today?
I feel like you start off the pace and then I'll follow you, and then you can
remember safe space.
And I will like to say that I'm not making excuses, but I am actually ill, so I am a bit musty, bonged up, like my mind is all over the place, like words might just slip out.
Okay,
we said slip at the same time. Okay, go on. Set pace.
Okay. Oversharing story 1. I was oversharing when the other day I was on a work call. It was the beginning of the call when we were waiting for everyone to join, and it's always a bit awkward. So of course we started with small talk. My manager was asking how's everyone's weekend was, and everyone was sharing normal things like, I went for a walk with my dog, or I binge watched Netflix. Then it was my turn. And somehow I started ranting about my ex texting me out of the blue, and how it spiraled into me crying on my bathroom floor at 2 a.m. listening to Taylor Swift. The awkward silence was deafening. My manager, bless her, said, "That sounds intense. Thanks for sharing," and quickly moved on. It wasn't until I saw the recorded meeting later to catch up on actual work stuff that I realized how much I shared, and the horrified expressions of a few co-workers. Lesson learned: oversharing and professionalism don't mix.
I agree.
Do you agree?
I feel like when especially in that space, it was a Zoom call.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. I know there's that awkward silence, but to be saying, my ex this, and then I was crying about Taylor, it's a lot.
I don't think that's that much, I don't think that's oversharing like that.
It depends how you say it. If it's banter, it's kind of like, haha, this is a funny story that happened to me, I'm over it now.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think that's quite an intense thing, because I'll be like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, I'd want to know.
Yeah. I mean, I think do you know what? I feel like in Zoom, it is, I guess, small talk. And if someone came in and was like, oh my God, I'm not going to actually, I don't know now.
Depends who's in it. I don't know.
Yeah, because if it's like a Zoom, I'm thinking it's Zoom where I'm always on Zoom with people that I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we're all in the same company and then you're in that room, I'm in that room, let's all join the meeting.
Yeah.
So if it's like a company, like let's say we're all, like the whole of the DPIT team is on a Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm joining a bit late and I'm like, oh, sorry guys, my ex texted me. Like,
it's fine.
I just think, whatever. Like if someone did that on our Zoom, I'll just be like, one, sorry to hear that.
I think oversharing's always awkward when the oversharing is used against you, or because I'm not used,
or the response back to
Have you ever done word vomit where I call it word vomit, where you overshare, you vomit out because it is awkward with people, and you feel like something needs to give,
you need to say something?
No. Do you know who's the best oversharer? I'm gonna see if she's okay for me to say it.
Who?
Chloe.
Do you think Chloe's a good oversharer?
She's a good oversharer, in my opinion. She's a confident oversharer. She is like, this is my business, but I'm saying it to you and I don't give an F. And I love it.
Well, I've never seen Chloe around other people that she doesn't really know.
that's-
Like when I'm around her and she says certain things, I just think, oh, like I'm not surprised she's saying that around us.
Do you reckon? I think she's really, it's not a bad thing. It's just she's good at like saying funny stuff that I would be really scared to say and like roll with it. Because think about it, sometimes we're with crew and she'll say something that's just so funny and it's like, yeah, Chloe, you're good at just spilling the tea. Like,
really?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't get oversharing vibes from Chloe, you know?
Not in a bad way. It's
Not
like,
in a bad way, but just in general.
Yeah, like she'll say something that's happened to her and you're like...
to us.
But then I feel like crew's there.
But then I feel like she sees it as they shouldn't really be listening like that.
Fair.
I feel like she's just... in her moment with her friends. But she's not thinking about everyone else.
Fair. But it's not a bad thing. It's like,
it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever overshared in a professional environment?
Let me think about
Because sometimes, I think even with work, sometimes it's hard to know when someone's your friend and someone's not. Like when you go to meetings and stuff, and like I really don't like when people ask me, oh, so what do you have? Oh my God, when people are, oh, so what are you working on? What do you have coming up? I don't say.
Really?
No, like I just feel like, why are you asking me that? Like this meeting is about A, why are you asking me what?
Oh, as in professionalism.
Yeah, like just I get that question a lot. Like even the other day I was on a Zoom and there was like, oh, so what are you working on? What's your plans for this year?
And it's
just
like none of your business.
Like, I'm just like, oh, just
seeing how it goes.
Yeah, just that's how I always just keep it very. I don't think I'm not an oversharer.
No, you're not an oversharer.
No, I only overshare maybe on the pod or my vlogs and stuff. But I would,
as in like face value.
Yeah.
No, I think
have to like
pull it out of it.
Me.
I think I'm an accidental slipper. Like sometimes I'll be talking and I accidentally slip something and then it's like, oh gosh, now I have to
say the whole
thing. But yeah, I might be honest, am I oversharer?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't think you're an oversharer. I think that, yes, I think you're an oversharer. I think that in a way though, that it's like you fold under pressure sharing. Like someone could just like, if they catch you off guard and they're like, oh, let me see what your boyfriend looks like. Oh, can I see your fiance? Say that.
Because how do you say no, F off? It's none of your business. Why do you want to look at my man? For what? Because that's what I'd really be screaming inside.
Yeah. But like if someone was like, oh, let me see a picture of like Ezra, I haven't seen, like you would show it. And if you didn't want to,
cute. I'm like, let me show you, this is cute.
Yeah. Ooh. But if you didn't want to show it,
if I didn't want
you
to,
would still show him. Because they've caught you off guard.
Yeah,
or if someone could ask you a question and if they've caught you off guard, because you will get all fumbled in your head and be, I don't want to be rude, I don't want to do this. You will just answer it.
Yeah.
And then you don't have time to even make up a lie.
Yeah. And I'm really bad at like you catch me out.
Yeah.
So how do you do it then? So if someone's like, oh babe, let me see your man.
Do you know what?
And I'm there. I don't know how to explain. So I'm there with you and we've got someone, a third party, and they're like, we're just talking general about relationships. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, let me see like, can I see him?
Yeah.
Because usually you're thinking people are coming to say that with good intent. Like you want to see you two together. Like, so how would you handle it?
I think I'll just be like, oh, I don't actually have a picture on this phone.
Really? A whole phone review of your man that you love so much, you haven't got one picture?
Okay, well, I would get out of it. I'd be like,
okay, get out of it. So I've just said to you, oh, what, that... You say you in a whole relationship, you love this man, you have no pictures on your phone.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I do have a picture, but I'm just not showing it.
Oh, come on, why are you not showing it? What, are you scared he's cheating?
No.
Because it's better to show it, so at least if I know him or whatever.
No.
And I want to see a really cute picture of you. You two keep talking about it.
No, I just don't want to share him. Let me see.
Really? No, I'm alright, babe.
Anyways, Maz, what are you doing over there? I'll just move the conversation. I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like my energy doesn't give someone that would share that anyway. No, I rarely get people wanting to cross that
and find.
Yeah, but because you're so like, you have such yellow energy.
Tell him again.
You have a yellow energy that it's just so like inviting. It's so warm. It's so like, I can ask her for her PIN number for her bank account. So
no, you can't.
So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, so I think that's why.
Do you know what? Maybe we'll trigger this next part when we read number 2.
Okay.
The curated part of the pod. Okay, guys, I'm reading now. Buckle up. Oversharing number 2. Hey, Mariam and Adiola. Loving the podcast, and I've wanted to write in for ages. And this week's topic took me back to a time when I was in an Uber on the way home after a particularly bad day. The driver was really friendly and asked, "How's your day going?" Normally I'll just say, "Not bad, thanks." And then put my headphones on and enjoy the journey. But for some reason today, I decided to unleash. She said unleash, babe. That's a really strong way. I told him all about my boss being passive aggressive, how my housemates hadn't cleaned up after herself in our shared kitchen in weeks, and even how I thought I might have made a mistake by dyeing my hair blonde. By the time I got to the end to the story about my childhood dog dying, he looked genuinely alarmed. He tried to comfort me with, things will get better. But I could tell he just wanted me out of his car. I realised I'd overshared when I saw his eyes dart to the clock, probably counting down the minutes until I was gone. Now I keep it to find thanks with strangers. Oh, bless it. That's a little bit embarrassing. It's not even embarrassing. It's just... No. I get it, though.
And also sometimes, like... if I was just, you're just having a hard time and sometimes you just want to just let everything go, but you don't want to someone that you're going to see again.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, I feel great. I've unleashed to you and you're never going to see me again. Never. Have a great day.
Have you ever had that with an Uber driver?
No.
I have.
Of course you have.
So there was... babe, anyway. I think I know what day you're going to talk about, but let me tell you the day that happened to me. So I went to Eden.
With who?
I went to Eden for a birthday.
Oh, okay.
I went to Eden. This is like last... No, don't worry, babe. Was I with you? No, I wasn't with you though. It was a birthday. And it took a lot for me to go to that birthday. I'm really proud that I went. And then it got a bit techie in that situation. And then I went home, got an Uber and I was crying. And then the Uber driver was like, "Oh, are you okay?" Like, he was like, I just love the African men Uber drivers. Like, he's like having a dad to talk to. So he was like, "Are you okay?" I was really crying. And babe, I told him the tea, like what I'd gone through, all the drama, what happened. My journey from like London, East London back to Surrey was like an hour. We talked the whole time. He was giving me advice, babe, like telling him everything. He made me feel so much better, in that vulnerable situation. Sometimes oversharing with strangers is okay because you're never going to see him again. Yeah, I told him everything.
Next time I go on an Uber, I might just tell him. Life.
One time, me and Chloe were in an Uber. We weren't really telling him, but we were really talking, and I was thinking, right, he knows too much about us right now. So that's when I overshared, but it was good. It felt good to left off.
Yeah, because I can imagine doing something like what that girl done and just feeling better. Sometimes it's just nice to release. It's like a cleanse.
Yeah. Bless her. Okay, you're the last one.
I think you should read it, babe.
There's no point because it's not going to be in chronological smooth order. Okay. So next week I'll start it.
Okay, Fairs. Hey ladies, I hope you're good. My family has this group chat where we mostly share funny memes or updates about our lives. It's very low key and sometimes it pops off with my sisters and I catching up about bits and bobs, but usually it's chill. Oh, it pops off with my sister and I catching up about bits. Do you know what, guys? Grammar.
Like commas really make a difference.
It makes a difference.
Sometimes it's not us.
I'm going to start again. Hey ladies, I hope you're good. My family has this group chat where we mostly share funny memes or updates about our lives. It's very low key and sometimes it pops off with my sister and I catching up about bits and bobs, but usually it's chill. One night after a couple glasses of wine, I thought it would be funny to post about my disastrous Hinge date where the guy asked me if I'd ever considered getting Botox during the starters of our dinner. I sent a play-by-play complete with screenshots of our cringy chat history, completely forgetting that my poor grandmother was in the group chat. The next morning, she replied with, "Sweetheart, I think you're beautiful just as you are. No need for Botox. And get rid of this man. He isn't worth your time. Pop off, queen." The realization hit me hard as I had overshared in a group chat that included my 80-year-old grandmother, 2 very Catholic aunts, and my dad. Let's just say I learned to double check my audience before spilling my dating tea. In hindsight, I am living for my granny's sass.
Aww.
I don't feel like that's oversharing.
Yeah, it's just a slip up in a group chat.
Yeah, and it was just about, Botox. It wasn't about positions. No. That would have been wild.
Yeah. If you do anything sex, like I still find it really weird and uncomfortable if we're watching a movie and there's a sex scene and I'm with my mum and dad, I'm just like,
oh my days.
This really is, you know when you really want it to change,
babe,
but you can't act like
you don't want to act like they think that you're acting in a way, because then you don't want them to feel like you're acting in a way.
Yeah, so you have to act so normal.
Yeah.
Because we're all adults. We know that's how I came about. You know that's what I'm going to do to get a baby. But it's just really weird when you're watching a sex scene with your parents.
Oh yeah, I've never watched a sex scene with my parents.
I think sometimes, even like Hollyoaks scenes, sometimes a kissing scene, Hollyoaks.
It's a bit much. I act like I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, that's on my phone. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I was going to say something.
Say
now
it.
I forgot. It slipped my mind.
Oh, but I've got something to say. So one time, guys, one time I realised I overshared, and this is one of the worst feelings with oversharing, is when you overshare and the person you overshare to doesn't overshare back. You feel so violated.
Yeah.
That happened to me once. One time I was speaking to someone. They're asking me about what happened with me and an ex-partner, like why we broke up. And I thought, yeah, like you have my number. We're cool enough for you to call concerned, knowing that I've broken up with someone.
Yeah.
I'm explaining to you why we broke up. And you know, sometimes you don't want to say why because you don't know if you're going to go back.
Yeah.
You don't know if you go back. Once you say...
You don't want them to judge you.
You don't want them to judge you for going back. And also, you're angry in the moment. You're just telling them what happened, but you don't want them to also have an opinion of your partner. So if you do go back, it's like, she's stupid. I overshared... I feel like I overshared saying what happened, why we broke up, blah, blah, blah. And this is why I thought, oh, well, this is the perfect opportunity for you to tell your tea, like why you broke up with your person and, you know, what happened, because that was a thing. And the person was just very much, no.
Really? They just got out of it?
They just didn't
after
say
you
nothing.
Spill your whole tea.
Yeah, it really hurt my feelings, because I was thinking, those are the ones you need to watch out for.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they act... Oh,
like they're your friend.
They act like they're your friend.
Take all your information.
Take your information.
Ask about them. Crickets. Yeah.
Crickets. And what's the worst part of oversharing is, I think...
Oh my God, I've had a friend like that.
Perfect. What I'm going to just round off. The worst part of oversharing, especially with our job, is when they are so used to you being open, they're quite entitled to think they can know your business. Yeah. And then another thing that irritated me was, like, it's so funny how... You know, overshare. You don't even overshare your relationship or anything like that, but people really just want to know, and it's just like, mind your business.
Yeah, people always want to know about people's relationships, though. Not us, though.
What do you mean? Yeah, we don't care.
We don't care about people's relationships.
We just care about ourselves. But what did you remember?
No, I didn't even have a particular story, but I was just saying, like, I've experienced, like, where you have a friend and you share information to them and they don't share that same subject back. Like, if I'm either talking about boys or maybe I'm talking about money, like, and you're happily, like, having the conversation or leading the conversation, and I'm happily telling you, and then I lead it back to you, and then it's very much like you can tell you don't want to share it. Yeah. So then later, don't get upset if you feel like the relationship or friendship or people don't say as much, because I feel like people can only give, like, I can't keep giving and then I'm asking about you and then I don't know about you. It just kind of makes you feel a bit like, oh, okay, maybe I should stop saying my stuff. And then when you stop saying your stuff, they kind of take offense to it. But it's like, no, like, you can't, it can't be a one-way give.
I agree.
Information.
I agree.
Especially when it's like, what's it called? Sensitive or emotional or like vulnerable information. Like, I will also expect you to share
something,
your vulnerability and stuff like that, because then that's when you really know the bond.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's no point in, with friendships, and I feel like to get to that point in a friendship or with a partner, there has to be a level of vulnerability. And I think that's what oversharing is a level of, this is a boundary. This is like the line. Mm-hmm. This is where I feel comfortable. Me going that step further and oversharing is me bringing down those walls of something that either hurt me, something that I'm working on, something that I'm embarrassed about, something that I want to do that I haven't.
Even like your next move.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, I'm trying, because don't you feel like there's a trend now?
Yeah.
Not a trend, but I feel like your next move, people now want to see the process of things now. I feel like you can't just kind of like pop up with stuff.
You don't think?
Like, I don't know, like maybe if it's like maybe I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, I think you can just pop up with stuff.
Do you think?
Yeah, because I feel like it's more exciting, and then it's like, oh, how did she get that, or how did you get there? Like, how it's more like, okay, now I want to know. Sometimes what I've learned is like people aren't there for the journey of success. They want to. They're there for once you got the success. Honestly,
you think?
100%. I think there's a natural...
I think it's both. There's two ways you could do it. Some people like the journey because then they relate to where you are and then where you get to because they got to watch it. So it's
That's
like,
true.
oh wow, like it's possible.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side where some people, they want to see the sex and then they'll go back and be like, oh, how did she actually get there? What the
I
hell?
want to see the sex.
The success.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was trying to just...
Oh, did you actually say
No,
that?
I messed up. I said success instead of success.
We say, I want to see the sex. I was like, wait, the sex?
Babe, you know that I messed up. You just wanted...
I did. I thought you said sex. I was like, oh my God, where did we get to sex?
Yeah. I don't even feel like these were that much oversharing.
No, I think... No, oversharing is... Okay, should I tell you one thing that I thought that was really oversharing?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared. Let me tell you how I feel. I feel like I want to say how I feel, but sometimes I feel like it just triggers and causes drama.
Yeah.
Is this drama?
No, I don't know what you're going to say.
Okay,
babe.
so one time I was watching Molly.
Okay.
Love Molly Stan. And I think this is why she's so relatable, because she does overshare. There was one clip and I thought, oh my God, how is she so comfortable saying that?
Yeah.
It was when she was talking about...
Sex.
With Tommy,
yeah,
and it was uncomfortable,
and painful.
Yes, I think that was a bit oversharing because I feel like
too
people will use that. It's not even because of
100%.
like coming out of why she's talking about it. It's like, no, I was thinking, oh my God, that's too much. People are going to use that and like circulate a story about her and Tommy, and it is like what she said is like, sex isn't always going to be enjoyable for women. Like I think it's not. It's like, let's be honest,
loads of people could probably relate to that.
Yeah, you love your partner, and sometimes it's just painful. When she said, I was thinking, people are going to like.
It was something to do with her period.
Her is it the thyroid? I don't know.
Something she has.
Yeah, something she has. But I just feel like the internet, they'll take a little clip of something and not go and find what led her to that and what she said past that. But literally what I did see on TikTok was just that little clip. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's actually quite oversharing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a bit personal. And I think as well, like, not that I would think that at the time, but I just feel like sharing intimate things about your partner, I think that is oversharing. Yeah.
Oh,
especially when it's like, like later on down the line, like for example, now they're not together and then there's all this information about Tommy cheating on her. I just feel like people could go back and then use that like, oh, well, clearly they don't enjoy their sex, so Tommy's out. Do you know what I mean? Not saying that that's what's happened, but it's like it just gives people.
That's what my mum said. Mum's always right. She said it to me. She was like, "You don't overshare because when you give too much, people will just run with it." And I was thinking, "No, I know. I know." Now you said, "No, you said that." I'm like, that's what my mum said.
Yeah,
bless her.
Bless.
What do you think's now that it's out there? Has there been something you have overshared that you just wish? Oh, I wish I never actually
kept
said
it. Yeah. What do I wish that I kept? Loads of things, like my boobs.
You feel like wish you didn't say?
Yeah, I wish I didn't really got my boobs done. My teeth, wish I didn't really put where I got that Ema. Do you know what? I think any kind of cosmetics. Even someone said the other day, I was reading our comments, someone's like, oh yeah, you lot need to leave your face alone. Because the moment you
But we have. How about that? We have.
That's what I'm saying. The moment you tap in and you like looking after yourself, or you like, I might nip that a little bit, or I might inject that a little bit. People don't let it go.
They don't.
Every time it's like, you need to stop injecting your face. It's like, bitch, I haven't. Like, because you saw me with a needle one time, and now I'm injecting all the time.
One time. And it's so irritating. She needs to get the filler out of her. Babe,
there
you
is
really
none.
Kept up, you would know there's none.
There isn't.
I get what you mean. Once people know you've done something,
they
tried
just think
something,
you will do everything.
Live by that. So I agree. I regret. Is there one I really regret? I think the one I really, really regret is... Oh, I don't know if it's a regret. And it's not even overshare. It's even sharing your journey. I get what you mean, like sharing your journey sometimes. Like people, once you say something, people hold you accountable to what you've said. And that's where like it kind of gets a bit annoying, because the backlash of if you don't reach up to what you've overshared.
What you said, yeah.
It's such a lot of backlash. And it's like, how on earth do you guys expect us to be our full, transparent selves, the good, the bad, the ugly, if we can't share the good, the bad, the ugly? And sometimes oversharing like the ugly is part of who I am. And it's not, I'm not always going to be perfect in your eyes.
Yeah.
There's going to be things that I don't do. But this is the whole point of oversharing, so you know that I'm human.
Yeah. Literally.
So yeah.
Boy, well, let's go to the confessionals and do a vote. I feel like we can bring this back. I don't feel like any of these were really that
Same. I don't know if it's really
like
worth
oversharing. I see it as like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I told my teacher that I sucked his dick behind the toilets, and now she's asking me, like, she wants to tell my mom. I thought I could confide in my teacher, but now she wants to tell my mom that I'm sucking dick, and I don't want to do that.
God, what a scenario!
Just like, I feel like that's over. Let me try to think of one time that I really overshared, and I just thought, damn, I should have said that. I have done it once, but I just don't want to say what I overshared about because it's too personal.
And you don't want it to be a thing where you don't think I care that I overshared that.
Yeah.
Because you've got to say it and stand on business.
Yeah.
Not feel like, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. And the worst bit is when, say you skim your vlog and then after you watch it, while I do this weird stuff where after I watch it live and I'm like, why did I keep that
Babe, I can't. That's why I can't watch my vlogs too many times.
We take anything out.
Babe, the whole vlog will be gone. Like I'll be like, hey, let me watch it one more time. Then I'll cut another thing out. Like, actually, I don't want to say that. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me just upload it. Even like yesterday, the vlog that I uploaded yesterday, I had like a little scene where I was washing my hair, babe. But obviously, in reality, I'm actually naked. Yeah. So then I was in my head overthinking that, is there a way that they could see through the reflective of the shower? Like I'm trying to look at everything. Then I'm like, oh my God, is this just doing too much? Like maybe I should just wash my hair with clothes on for the sake of the vlog. But I'm like, but I actually want to shower as well. Just kill two birds with one stone. So I'm like, and then like I'll be telling things that but be happening like with the whole Kumbi stuff. Like I'm like, like I want to share like my trials and tribulations. Share it,
you want to be you want people to know that it's not easy. Yeah. This whole thing is not easy. And also like I have bad days too.
Yeah. But I've said this year though, I don't give a heck. Like, so I'm just sharing everything with Kumbi. Like, and it's like, if it fails, then it fails. What the fuck? Like, how am I going to be scared of failure? Yeah. You can't be scared of failure if you want success.
I love that.
So that's why I'm just like, okay, if this has gone wrong, I'll say it. Like, I can't be embarrassed. Like,
no, there's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about by, first of all, having the confidence, the strength to start a whole business and seeing it through. Running a business is hard. Yeah, but it's so hard.
Business is embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
I feel like it's so embarrassing. Yeah, and you have to just get used to embarrassment and let it roll. Because
how many like successful business owners now do we know had to start again and had to do trial and error? You don't learn and get to the best ability of something if you don't keep going and learning from mistakes. You'll never know. Do you know what I mean?
Literally. Because because I was like, sometimes I'd get a bit embarrassed. Like I would want to share stuff and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't share that yet because what about if it just goes wrong or like I don't get orders or like I'll share me pack and I'm like, what about if someone's like, oh my gosh, she's only got this many orders and they're trying to judge like, oh, her business only gets this many orders, and I'm like, well, what can I do? Like, if that is what I'm getting, that's what I'm getting.
And do you know what it is because people are very watchy now. Like,
very watchy.
You be minding your business, and to the level of like, when I say watchy, guys, let me break it down to you because I think you guys need to know. People watch so heavily to kind of
to criticize,
not
to watch and like enjoy or like learn.
They want to bring you down, bitch. They want to bring you down, and they love it so much. They want to see something fell. One thing I've noticed is that when you post positive stuff, it does well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But when you look sad, you've got that story to say something went bad. Whoa, people everyone's tuning in now. Let me tell you. But babe. No.
So yeah, I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like even like all the successful people that I look to or like how much I'm just like, you actually have to be shameless. You have to go through the embarrassing stuff. You have to just keep it going and not give a heck. Share if you want to like, and the thing is like, it's relatable. When I see people that have businesses and I feel like they're oversharing about their business, it just makes the business more relatable. So I'm just like, do you know what? Yeah, like F it. Like why does everyone want to have like show like a perfect image and have everything right? But it's like I'm actually not freaking Charlotte Tilbury.
No.
I'm not Selfridges. I don't have that backing. So how am I like comparing myself to those kind of
and as a community, instead of us like watching and dragging and criticizing, why don't we uplift so we have more black owned businesses, and especially from people that have been in the game for so long and really want to give back to the community? And that's my 2 pence for you, babe.
So the producers are making us rank them because we didn't think they were that deep to rank, so we have to. But guys, I just don't feel like these are oversharing. Clearly, maybe I overshare. So I will say the one that I think is the most deepest one out of the 3 non-deep ones is story 1. And I say that just because she said it to her co-workers. It was like a manager. She probably will have to see them throughout the day and the next day. Whereas everyone else overshared to their... One was an Uber driver. Oh, and then the other one with the family group chat, Botox, that girl, come on. Like, some people get caught in action with their parents, and you're talking about group chat with a guy and your nan giving you some good advice. Good on your nan, as she should. But yeah, I would say oversharing 1.
Okay, cool. So for me, this is super easy, and that is oversharing number 1. I feel like that is probably the deepest out of the 3 that we have. And it's deep just because I think it's so embarrassing, first of all, to overshare a relationship that's low-key toxic, or something happened with an ex. It just makes me feel like, oh my God, I look like I can't manage my love life. And then also, I just think anything work and them knowing your personal life, especially when it's, again, your relationship, is always a bit techie. In the Zoom is always sometimes awkward as well. Have you guys ever been on a Zoom and you're like, the camera's on, you don't know what to say, everyone's kind of like twiddling their thumbs, and it's like, okay, he's gonna be the first to like start the conversation. So to jump straight to like your ex, like your situation with your man, is just very like I don't know, just a sinking ship really. But well done for doing it, and I really hope you feel better about oversharing that. So which one did you think, in your opinion, was the deepest?
So I done the one with the boss.
Same. I think that
the
was
manager's
the
Zoom, because I just thought, oh yes, co-workers.
Yeah.
I guess that would feel a bit more embarrassing.
I feel like these are little like, oh, this happened to me, but when it's like, okay, this is deep, but I've expected you to say you overshared, you went somewhere and something happened wild. And,
yeah, or like you overshared to your partner, and then now like they're using it against you or something, or it's nearly like ruined something.
Can you ever overshare with your partner? Because I see TikToks where they're like, oh, what do you guys regret, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, telling my partner everything. I'm thinking, is that not what you're meant to do?
I guess it depends what stage you're at as well.
No, these are married couples.
Oh, married couples.
Yeah, saying that. Have you seen those things like, what advice would you give married couples? And someone was like, oh, don't overshare. Don't tell them everything. They don't need to know everything about you. I'm thinking, what? I thought you become one.
Well, see, I don't know, because I'm not married. Because I would say, like, I wouldn't want to share. Like,
there's things you keep to yourself.
Yeah, like, even like my own family stuff, like, I don't feel, but then I'm thinking of it as like a partner now, not a husband. And I guess I'm not thinking mindset of a husband. But if like something was going on in my immediate family, like my mum and dad or something, like, depending on what it is, I don't know if I would share it with my partner, because it might be a bit oversharing.
Yeah, I do feel like there's certain boundaries and limits of oversharing to your partner. Like, I feel like, for example, like there's certain things I just wouldn't tell my fiance that
I was literally about to say to you, babe, like, I wouldn't I would, like, let's say, for example, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And obviously I'll tell you I'm pregnant.
You wouldn't expect me to.
No, like, there's certain things that you might say, oh, you're not going to tell anyone. But if you told your man, like your fiance, I wouldn't mind, because it's like, whatever, like, he's your fiance. But let's say I'm like, babe, I got banged out by 5 guys last night.
I would never.
I don't expect you to tell that to your fiance, because it's like, anything that makes you look mad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect you to tell your fiance.
And vice versa. And I think that's why it's so funny, because Chris will be like, oh, how's things? I'm like, oh yeah, it's calm. Like, he'll want to know, because obviously I talk about you all the time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, okay. But I just know, you just know what you tell your partner.
And what you don't.
Yeah. 'Cause even with family stuff, it's like, I think naturally you've got your person now you vent to,
Yeah.
It's okay to vent to your partner, because you need sometimes an outside perspective of something.
Yeah.
But there are, I think, limits to certain things where this is too much for my partner to know, because it really, first of all, it's got nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Second of all, I don't want a situation like this to cloud his opinion on me or my family, because I feel like unintentionally, when you constantly overshare, or you're so free with every aspect of your life, the good, the bad, and ugly, is that people start to build their own narrative and opinion of it, and then that's when it becomes an issue. So I get why there's certain things you don't say. Yeah.
But guys, let us know if you think that these 3 stories are oversharing. Obviously, these are our personal views. We really actually don't think it's that deep. However, you let us know.
But don't you think, sorry to just cut you off, but don't you think the reason we probably don't think it's that deep because our level of oversharing is online, whilst theirs is, these probably aren't online people. So to us, it's like, girl,
is that it?
You're telling me the internet don't know about this? It's just your family?
Like, girl, we talking to the internet.
Like so many people have not know. People know that I
so true. Yeah. That's so true. So maybe we probably
have a higher
tolerance.
Yeah. So when something where it doesn't seem that deep, like, oh, you
like your co-worker.
But then it's like, but this is important to them. That's their boundary of like, oh, I don't see these people all the time. It's just for work. Or I don't have a relationship. And we be telling straight our business.
And do you know what's so mad when I know that I'm oversharing, right?
Tell me.
It's like, let's say I say something on the pod and it comes back to me in real life. Yeah. I'm like, wait, so how do you know that? And I don't even know you.
I don't know you from
And then someone's telling my, like, I've had cases where someone be like, yeah, Adiola said that, I can't even remember because there's been so many, but they'll be like, yeah, Adiola said blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, it's facts. Like, they'll be like, yeah, no, it's facts. And then someone that actually knows me will be like, oh yeah, I heard da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, where did I hear that from? And they're like, oh yeah, no, they listen to the podcast. And I'm like, but they're saying it like it's 100%. And I'm just thinking, no, that's not what I meant. And that's not how I said it. But I forget that I'm just talking and then people are listening and then obviously they're just taking what they get from it, not everything. And then they're passing stuff on. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
And then it becomes Chinese whispers. I hate that.
So yeah. Anyways, that is it for today's episode. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. We are on road to 25 million subscribers. So
Amen.
So please make sure you subscribe and help us get there.
And also, guys, if you're listening on audio, please just leave us a review, 5 stars. And on top of that, guys, use the hashtag on Twitter. Like, I want to repost your stuff.
Yeah, I went on Twitter and I done hashtag Deep It Pod, and it was like from last year. I was like,
guys, wake up.
I'm like, is anyone actually listening? Like, hello, is anyone there?
Because y'all watching.
Do you have opinions?
Do you
like, have thoughts?
Hashtag.
Or is it just doormat in there?
Do you know what I mean? And it just, you guys, 2025 is that year. It does good for us as well. So if you're here to push us boss babes to another level, make sure you leave that review.
Let us know.
We want to hear it as well.
Exactly. But yeah, guys, we'll see you next week.
Bye.